Welcome back, everyone, to round 5 of this Dryline Racing League calendar. We come to Austria in the mountains for the 5th race of this season. Zorro taking the victory last time out in Miami. KP bringing home P2, so both good for their respective title hopes. And Gagli in P3 for the Haas. Haas bring home a 3-4, their best result as a team in the league so far. But all focus now is on Austria, and we are here in Q1 for the first of 3 sessions before we eventually get to the 36 laps ahead of us. But on board with Dylan as he finishes off his first lap, and he's going to go to the top with a 106.1. Soon to be following him is Beth Swansea, but he is on an outlap. And there are a few people also in the middle sector. There's going to be quite a lot of traffic as the lap around here is fairly short, one of the shortest, if not the shortest, on the calendar. So tiny mistakes might hurt the drivers here, so you've got to hook up a lap if you want to make it through into the second part of qualifying. As through go the two Houses into the final 2 corners. Tim finishing his lap behind his teammate Gagli in the Haas, and he goes to the top 2 hundredths quicker than Dylan. And Max Verstappen on the medium tyres, and there's Mike with a 105.0 to go to the top of the timing sheets. But there's Zorro around the final corner, also on the mediums, but he is 6.5 tenths off his championship rival. Mike has not had the best start to this season, only taking home 1 victory so far. He was 5th last time out in Miami, taking home the fastest lap, but he did have a fair few spins, so he'll be looking to get rid of the mistakes here in Austria and hopefully bring home the victory for Red Bull, as this is one of their stronger tracks on the calendar. But Jameer picking off a lovely toe from his teammate as he goes down into turn 4. So good teamwork between the Ferraris. And we will watch them complete their laps as Beth also goes 8 tenths off Mike's time. I believe he was on mediums. So you can see everyone is high compound. But I think we will see a couple of safety cars in this race. So the people saving the medium tyre will obviously have an extra set going into the race. So that can always help if you want to switch from medium hard and then medium again. But Jameer 5 and a bit tenths off Mike's time. But into P2, and I'm sure that'll be good enough for his Q2 spot. We are still waiting on 5 drivers to get a lap on the board. Saeed recently transferring to Williams is out there with his teammate Epic Dust, both on on outlap. Sorry, as Mink is also on the medium tyre, and he is on his first run, currently P12, 1.3 off, but this time I'm sure is going to improve on that, unless this is an in-lap, which it is. And there's the trick to get ERS back. We harvest quite nicely. Liam also going to the top, 4 tenths off his teammate, and Jameer on the medium tyres is not that far off the soft tyres of the Red Bull. So that'll be promising for the Ferrari. The Red Bull going to need to pick up the pace as the sessions progress. But we do have the Williams now out on track. Saeed in the middle part of the lap. We'll watch him do this. See where he can put himself. As he stays in P13, Mike is happy with his lap. He's retiring very early in the session, but I'm sure the time will be good enough to secure his Q2 spot. Sorry, Leo, I didn't really see your comment. I'll check. No hard feelings. There's no hard feelings. Liam also retiring from the session, so they are happy with their laps. I'm sure people will improve as the session goes on. F1 Logic on his out lap, along with Faded, who is in the box because his servers crashed, and Dreenov also in the box. Thomas coming in on the medium tyres have not worked well for him. He's made a mistake on his lap, and he'll have to go for and use another set of tyres. But looking out on track, Epic Dusk is on an in lap. But there is Gagley, who's going a tenth and a half quicker than his previous best lap time, and he only has 2 more corners to go to complete his second flying lap on the same set of tyres, I want to say. I'm not sure though. Using all of the road on the final corner and bringing it to the line, and he does not improve on his time. He lost 3/10 in that final sector, so he stays in P11, and I think that was the same set of tyres, so he can now throw those away and use a new set. Mink has, I think, made a mistake on his lap. These tyres are a bit old, so I'm sure he'll want to put on the soft tyres as we enter the last couple of minutes. 8 minutes 50 on the clock. Mercedes currently sat in P6 and 7, Ferrari P3 and 4, Red Bull P1 and 2, and there's Mike just slotting in between the Ferraris and the Mercedes in a solid P5, so his time should be good enough for Q2. As you see, F1 Logic picking up a nice toe of his teammate, but he is 5.5 minutes down on his previous time, so I don't know whether this is a push lap from him or an out lap, unless he made a mistake in the first corner. As we also have Max Verstappen. Such a bad name. But anyway. Thomas, such a bad name. Anyway, F1 Logic box is on that lap. Thomas is going to continue for his first push lap on the soft tyres now, so he's throwing away those mediums. They're not working for him, and he's going to try these tyres now. Not a lot of movement out on track. We have Faded and Dreenov now out for their first lap, so we have 7 minutes remaining here. They'll be able to get 2 runs in as Thomas makes another mistake, and he has 2.9 laps of fuel, so he's going to have to try save fuel and go for another lap as Faded on his out lap, getting temperature into the tyres. He's fueled 3 laps. Dreenov is fueled for 2.4, but he is now on his first push lap on these tyres, so we can see where he can put himself. His teammate currently sat in P11, splitting the Haas's, but he'll be looking to improve on that to make sure he doesn't have to go out again for a second lap. And there is Faded Optic in the final corner, just going slowly to start his lap. We have pretty much no movement out on track. I don't think we'll see a lot of cars coming out in Q1, but there is fair few. Saeed is driver at risk, and then we have Thomas, who is in the drop zone along with these two. They've not yet set a lap, but Drinov is going to complete his now, and he is going to go up to P7, so that's a good lap time from him, 2 and a bit tenths quicker than his teammate. I'm sure that'll be quick enough to get himself into Q3 for now, but I'm sure he'll need to pick up the pace in Q2. Q3 if he does make it. Saeed going out on the medium tyres. What that's about. So Saeed out on the medium tyres. They're not working well for him. He's 4 tenths down on his previous best. We have yellow sector 2. That is Thomas just starting his lap. Again, he has 1 lap of fuel, so he really needs this lap on the board. We'll watch him all the way through it. We have 3 other drivers out on the track at the moment. I don't think we'll see a lot more. I think Logic, maybe Gagley will have to come back out. Maybe Dylan if he wants to improve on his time. Epic Dust will have to do Saeed and Thomas Faded. So Faded not getting a clean lap in the first time around. So he will have to go for second lap on those tyres. We have 4.5 minutes left on the clock as Thomas enters the second sector. Finishes the second sector, and he's 1 second down on his previous best. But he is now going to box, and I believe he'll be using Thomas up pit lane. Thomas, he's up pit lane. But Faded Optic now coming to the end of the lap. There's some weird camera angles around Austria. Do not like them. But the laggy man finishing his lap, and it's only P12 for the Alfa Romeo lone driver. That might be good enough for Q2. The gap to the drop zone is only a couple of tenths, and I'm sure F1 Logic, Thomas and the 2 Williams will be coming out soon to get another lap in. Dylan has gone for his second push lap, so we will watch on board with him. 3 minutes left in the session. Drinov now retires from the session. His time though looks good enough for Q2, so he has nothing to worry about. Dylan is 500ths down on his previous best, and he's going to need to improve as the lap goes on. As I think Dylan was that 1,000th up? Didn't quite see it. Maybe my eyes deceiving me. But he comes around the final 2 corners. Jameer now retires from the session. Dylan around the final corner and doesn't improve on his time, and that is all that Dylan can do in the session. He can go for more push lap. Yeah, he might go for more push lap actually. He has the tyres too, and he has the fuel. So we'll see. But this is make or break for Thomas as he goes for one of his final laps in Q1. Yet to get a respective time on the board. Going through turn 1, looks okay. As the Haas comes out the pit lane, doesn't hamper him at all. And will continue on towards turn 3 as turn 2 is just a kink in the road. It's not an actual corner. And he is 500ths down on his previous best. Thomas is going so cautiously. Around turn 3 and towards turn 4 he goes. We will continue on towards the end of his lap. The lap around here is only about 1 minute 5, 6 or 4 if you are in a good car. So I don't think we're expecting any rain here today either, so the people do not have to use up all their tyres and not have any for the race. It was rain, so we're going to have to manage the amount of tyres they use in this qualifying sessions if they do want to save them for the race, as Thomas completes his lap and goes up to P7, so at last gets a good time on the board. And F1 Logic has invalidated his lap. He'll be able to go for a second one, but that is going to be make or break for the McLaren driver. Epic Dusk is going to go for his final lap. Saeed is on his final lap. He's invalidated, so he is going to be, I'm trying to see the time on the clock, I believe he is going to be starting this race from the back row of the grid, so we will focus on the people setting their lap time as F1 Logic just makes it across the line to start his lap in qualifying 1. We have Gagley into just exiting the 3rd sector, and he is improving on his time by a tenth and a half. He goes 3.5 tenths quicker now as we focus on Dylan coming around the final corner. He needs to improve on his previous time as he gets the DRS open and crosses the line and only stays in P14. Dylan might be at risk of another Q1 knockout as Gagley crosses the line and goes up to P6. So Dylan now on the cusp of dropping out of Q1. F1 Logic still needs to complete his lap. He's got about half of the track to go. Epic Dusk is 200ths down on his previous time, and I don't think he's going to be able to get out of Q1 here as he invalidates final corner, and it wasn't even an improvement from the Williams driver. He is out in Q1, so it's P17 and 18 for the Williams team. Is F1 Logic going to get himself out of Q1? He does, into P10. So both McLarens looking a bit sketchy towards the end of that session, but do both manage to get through into Q2 as Mike leads us away, a 105.0, the best time we've had so far, a 1-2 for Red Bull, a 3-4 for Ferrari. Mike in the Alpine in P5 and then Faded Optic in P6. Gagley getting his time in late, but P7 for him. Best Swansea is in P8, and then come the McLaren pairing of Thomas and F1 Logic P9 and 10. Drenov in the AlphaTauri in P11. Ben Finch P12. Mink P13. Tim P14. Max Verstappen just makes it through, and then come Dylan, Epic Dust, and Saeed. Max Verstappen making it through by 300ths of a second, so cutting it fine at the end there. But we move forward to Q2 now. We can see who can get themselves into the top 10 shootout. Why does it always get rid of the telemetry over? Lots of movement coming up pit lane. Lots and lots of movement. It's not going to be Dylan first out of the box. It's going to be both of the Alfa Romeos, Faded Optic and Max Verstappen. Race predictions, I'm not sure. I have no idea who's going to take pole. Thoughts on pole and race plan predictions. Ooh! Faded Optic spinning at the final corner. And that's going to be a set of tyres wasted. Max Verstappen didn't seem to be too affected by that. Sorry, pole prediction. I think I'm going to go Zorro. Of Mike and Zorro, I think Zorro. I think Mike can be quicker, but I think Zorro has more consistency. Race win. I don't want to go boring. I'll do a bold one and a one that will probably happen. A realistic one. Bold one. Beth Swansea win. Realistic. Zorro wins. How was Max Verstappen not invalidated today? He ran so wide. Track limits. Anyway, coming to the end of his lap, the Alfa Romeo, and crossing the line, 106.0. Fred, I could sense your big grin as you said Beth Swansea. I'm not grinning. I know the times that Beth's saying. Mike is not good around here. No. Because the track is basically straight. Zorro does a 105.1. A lot quicker than Mike's time in Q1. Is that something to say? No. Ooh, Mike, don't get out there. Mike spins at turn 1. Jameer at the front for now. Zorro 300ths behind. Liam 3/10ths behind. And then we have Beth Swansea coming around the final corner to complete his first lap in Q2. Goes up into P3. So a decent lap time from the Mercedes driver. We have Ben Finch in front of him on his out lap. Faded Optic is coming around on the medium tyre, so I think those are the tyres he spun on. And this time, ooh, almost some of the same, as he had a twitch on the final corner and can only go into P10, slowest of the bunch so far, 1.4 off the pace being set by the leaders. I don't get why they can't give you like a time where it shows the difference between between drivers. No one wants the gap to the leader, they want the difference between the drivers. But oh well. We will follow Ben Finch on his first lap around Austria in Q2. So he gets very close to the white line on the exit of the final corner. He's going to be one of the only ones out there on a push lap. He's into the first corner, taking a lot of curb, but managing to be at one with the car and keep it through turn 1 and then turn 2. I don't even know what part of the track it is, the kink, because it's just a straight. But through turn 3, and he's going to pick off a nice little toe from the Alpine ahead of him. I believe was Mink. I don't know. So Mink or Mike. But continuing on now towards the middle part of the lap and the middle sector, the more technical part of the lap. Keeps it between the white lines, and he can go towards the final 2 corners and get a lap time on the board. We can see where he can put himself close to his teammate. Is it going to be for Ben Finch as he crosses the line? And it's going to be P5 for the Mercedes Loney. That is a good time from him. So we have Jameer, Zorro, Beth, Liam, Ben Finch, and I believe that'll be Mike now coming out of the pit lane. So after, it might be a new set of tyres as well. Yeah, it is. So a new set of tyres for Mike to try and get through to Q3, the top 10 shootout. Mink now also on a push lap. He is going to either get dirtier or a toe off the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. I think it's going to be the dirtier. Might be getting out of the way. Mink has a big slide, big bit of oversteer coming into turn 5, having to get off the throttle as he now passes the Alfa Romeo, and to the final 2 corners. Extremely close, and just over the limit of track limits. The time would have been good enough for P8. So unfortunate for Mink, he's going to have to go again on a new set of tyres. His tyres are already 2 laps old, so we'll have to see. Williams is a shitbox. Well, to be fair, you did go out on mediums. That might have been your problem. There's Mike not yet doing donuts with that Red Bull, keeping it nice and tidy through the first half of the lap. And this lap is so short, it just feels like there's no corners at all. And he goes to the top, does Mike Bedorf. So half a tenth quicker than Jameer and a 10th quicker than Zorro. So a good lap time from Mike. Oh, Pi. My bad, my bad. Wait, hold up. Hello? Are you in the lobby? Alright, you don't need an invite. Oh my god. Yeah, you might want to turn your mic up. I don't know if I can do it for stream. Mike now pulls into the pit lane. Liam also, so we have no drivers out on track apart from Faded Optic, who is just entering the final sector now. What's your mic like? Oh, Faded Optic boxes. You sure Mike isn't going to win? Yeah, well... Dave, you got to remember what happened last time out in Miami. I don't know how many times Mike spun, but it was a lot. So, if you're going to win a race, you need consistency. Oh, you might need to go into go settings, and then it might be captures and broadcast, and then go down to broadcast, and then might be audio. It says it include party audio on. Yeah, no, because it always includes mini. Wait, I'll check. I'll search it up because I've had it before. I've done it before because I had the problem. I said Zorro win. I said my bold prediction was Beth win, and then I said my realistic predictions with Zorro. Yeah. Stream's gonna find it so weird because they can't hear you. Oh my god. Wait, go sound. Oh my god, I'm trying to do it but not like cut off stream. Um, because I remember finding the setting and it was like include your mic audio or something, but I need to comment. This one. Is it this one? Maybe.
I think this should work. Let me check.
What
You have to
video
go
is
into
it?
like the. You have to go into like the party settings. Yeah.
I can't find the setting.
Is it working?
Anyway.
Yeah, it's working. Alright, cool.
Wait, is it working on the stream?
Yeah.
Good, good. I can't ever see the time
Max up to
fully
PA.
because we have the yellow flags permanently out.
Yeah. It's
really
so
irritating.
hard as well to know who's on a lap and who's not. Thomas saying his lap now, looking to get out of that bottom 5. Same with Logic.
I usually just stay on one person for a whole lap, and then maybe switch at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's good rather than switching all the time.
Yeah, Thomas going 700ths quicker than his previous best. Currently sat in P11, so he'll be looking to improve to get into the top 10 and into the top 10 shootout. Quickly followed by his teammate who is in P14. So McLaren is struggling a bit in qualifying. Hopefully the race pace will be better, but that is yet to be discovered.
Logic half a second up on his lap.
Big improvement.
Thomas not improving as much though, less than a 10th.
Well, Thomas needs about 3/10 to get through into Q3. Is he going to do it crossing the line? He stays
won't, but
P11.
his teammate might. Yeah, his
teammate goes
does.
into P8. Ben Finch, that was, going up into P4, a 10th and a half off the Red Bull. Gagley only P12, so not the qualifying pass that I wanted, but it's a good position for Gagley. Tim not setting another lap, maybe invalidating on his final time.
Yeah, invalidated.
So that is Q2 over and done with, and yet again Mike leading the way, closely followed by Jameer and then Zorro, and then the two Mercedes, Mink, Liam, F1 Logic, Max Verstappen, Mike, and then you have Drenov P11 in the AlphaTauri, Gagley in P12, Thomas in the McLaren P13. I think that's one of his first Q2 knockouts of the season. Faded Optic, the lone driver at P14, and then Tim failing to get the second lap in, starts P15. So
Pretty close at the top.
yeah,
Top 3
close.
split by a 10th.
Beth has finally made Q3. We've just realised.
Oh yeah. Beth's done quite well. So has Ben Finch, to be fair. 10th and a bit off pole.
That is good times from the Merc boys so far. Hopefully they can take the fight to the Ferrari in the race, but Beth said his race pace is better than his quali pace, so his quali pace seems alright, so I'm interested to see his race pace, whether it'll be quicker or not. But still, the front guys not getting into the 04s so far. I think there's still time that they're hiding though.
I think Liam is going to need to find a way through the Mercs, because right now he was behind at the end of that session.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be close at the top. I think the top 6 spots are pretty much locked out unless they make huge mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Max Verstappen, Mike, Mink and Logic trying to pick up the pieces of the final 4 places.
I think Logic's a very underrated driver on the grid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say
Results
so.
have gone quite unnoticed. Done quite well. Will Zora keep up the 100% win rate is the question.
Is that his... Is that actually his win rate? Fair play.
Yeah. Well, this season, yeah. 3 wins.
3 out of 3. Only because he missed.
The Red Bulls have the pace, but it's not very consistent.
Yeah, they lack the consistency that
So do
Zorro...
Ferrari, to be fair. Miami, there are a lot of spins.
Dave, shut up. Alpine are the greatest team in the history of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Is that true? What was last year like? We didn't have it last year, did we?
We had it season 2.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. That safety car ruined me with Kiana. Got full
cannot
TC
remember
here,
that.
ain't it? Season 1, I had that massive crash with Foles as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You asked him for me to change a decision.
Me and Foles got in so much contact in season 1.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh.
Is Beth gonna get a toe from Ben?
We had how many different winners in... I'm just trying to work out how many different people won in season 3.
I reckon like 4.
You won 6. Gaddy won 1. Red
Mike
Cow
goes purple,
won
that's 1. Max and Malagate.
Yeah, we had 4 different winners. I think season 2 is when we had the most different amount of winners.
Not season 1.
Maybe. Season
Season 1's hard to track though
1,
with
2, 3,
standings.
4,
Liam
5.
into the 104s. Maybe
There's
he
5
can
different winners.
compete with his teammate.
Ooh,
Jameer.
Jameer. Time. Here comes Zorro though into the final sector. Can he top his teammate, who's currently on provisional pole positions as Merck spun in the middle sector? I don't know whether that's Ben Finch or Beth.
That's Ben Finch.
So goes quickest.
Zorro even quicker. Question is Mike though.
Beth
I think Mike's
now
the Red
crossing
Bull.
the line. Beth is invalidated though, so we'll focus on Mike, who is starting his lap now.
Oh, I thought it was on his lap.
I always get faked by that.
Yeah.
It's always when people go for like a
Miami, I
second,
got
like out lap or something.
Yeah.
Fakes
Miami
you so
caught me off
hard.
guard.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have Logic and that's Mike coming across the line to start laps. It doesn't say it's starting a lap there.
Yeah.
I wish they got like the one they have in real life. But you can like download that mod on PC to get like the real...
Little PC.
To get like the timing sheets they get. If I did get a PC, I'd download it. Because it's kind of sick.
Getting a new monitor. I'm not sure what size to get though. 24, which is what I got now. I'm thinking 2732.
I think I've got 25, maybe 24 inch.
Saw one that's 34 that looks wham though. Like it looks
Is it?
sick, but the price is like one of them ones where it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Beth up to B4.
Gonna need improvement from
Mike.
Beth.
Ooh, Mike must
He
have
made
had
a mistake.
moment. He going for it again? Yeah, he's going for it again. Those softs are surely dead.
Dave's asked me something. Asked you something, but let me just get upstream. See what he's waffling about. Ask KP who's going to get pole and win, and if he says Merc, tell him I said shush.
I don't think Merc for pole. I think for win maybe, but we'll need luck with safety cars. I think pole will be. Mike always finds a way with pole, so I reckon he will. But he's not looking too good now. He's just invalidates.
Yeah.
So I reckon still back Mike. Actually, that hasn't been very good. So I'll back Zoro for pole, and I'd like to see Mike win, change it up a bit. But
Yeah.
it'll depend on safety cars if the Mercs get into that fight or not.
Obviously, we want to see a Mercedes win, but
Yeah.
I think 4 drivers at the top is going to be hard.
I
And
got
these
so
are the same
close
lap.
in was it France? Actually,
Yeah,
I didn't.
and Beth got close in Australia before he made
Yeah.
contact with Jameer.
And Bahrain, Beth was close.
Yeah, but yeah,
Bahrain, one more lap and Beth would have had him.
yeah. So there's been definitely a few races where Merck could have taken victory, but we move forward. It's going to be another opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Been a decent start, but we've got a few tracks that I'm strong at coming up, but this car isn't too strong at. Like Monza and Spa.
Yeah. Track. No, calendar is not good. So we got Britain, medium downforce, maybe high downforce.
Britain,
no,
I
low
was doing a
downforce.
few laps. It feels good. The car feels good around there.
Hey, stop waffling. Belgium, Italy. It's going.
No, it's gonna
If
be
Red
rough.
Bull don't win that, that's going to be insane.
Oh, I
Mexico,
remember I
same.
almost had the craziest comeback in Spa, but then I got yellow wing damage.
Didn't
From
your game crash?
one of the Ferraris. Yeah, that was season 1, my game crashed, and then
Yeah.
season 3, I started from the back. I don't remember why. I don't think it was quality ban. I started from the back for some reason. Oh yeah, I went out on inters when it should have been softs, and then fought up to P3 in like 12 laps. Then I got wing damage.
Rip.
Held on to the P3 though.
And then you got Saudi and Abu Dhabi. Which
Saudi is one of my stronger tracks. I'm top 200 in the world there. And
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi is just pretty average. I think the car shouldn't be too bad there.
No. With the recent changes to Abu Dhabi, it would have been better for Merck before.
Yeah. I
So
did
you
like
have
that little
long
chicane,
bank
but
turn
Yeah.
9. I like where Verstappen overtook Hamilton. I like that part. But I think those changes definitely helped in that race.
yeah, I think it's a good track change. Yeah.
But I don't. Turn 9 where they did the big bank corner. I don't know,
I think
because it was a good overtaking spot before. Now you
Yeah.
can't really overtake though because it's like a medium speed corner.
an interesting one. And then they've changed the third sector a little bit as well. Got to lift a little bit into the hotel section.
Yeah. There's a F1 Logic goes into P7.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, is Mike that always goes out really early. I'm not sure why. He always goes out very early.
Is it Mike out now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because I swear the later it is, the better you're.
Well, he's fueled for 4 laps, so maybe he's going for. He wants to give himself an extra lap to.
Again, I don't see the benefit in that. It's tight. It's tight.
Yeah, well, you've got
Especially with soft.
currently sat in P8, so it's better to get time on the board that's you get in P3 or 4 than push like hell and sit in P8 and you mess it up.
Got benefit as well as understand that.
Yeah, we have Mike starting his final lap, I believe, now, but he's gone out very early, along with Logic, who's coming in. So it takes
Will he
about
make- yeah, it's a short lap.
45 seconds to get in and out of the box.
See you in France who tried to make it and keep it
Yeah,
and then
that's what I realized. I thought it was really quick to like get in and out, and it was like 45 seconds or something.
yeah, they
It
take
was
so
a
long.
joke. Even like trying to cut the whole track, you still couldn't do it. But
Liam
Mike
out
now,
giving Mike a toe. That's very tactical.
yeah, we saw the Ferraris
alive.
doing that in Q1. So he's goes
Q1
1 and a
giving
half
toes.
second quicker than his previous best. The two RBs are the only ones out there at the moment, along with Mike, but the Mercedes are now coming out the pit lane, and I'm sure we'll see
Mike
the
spun.
Ferraris. Mike, oh, mate, it's so confusing having two Mikes.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mike continuing on with his lap as he now finishes the middle sector, and he is minus 2.9 seconds. So he's going to still need a big improvement if he wants to get near that pole position, and he's going to pick up a little bit of dirty air from Mike ahead of him as he enters the final two corners of his lap. We have yellows sector 2, that is for
Maybe a little
Liam.
bit too much curb there in the final corner.
Yeah, and
But
he
he
crosses
does
the
stick
line.
it on pole by a lot.
Ooh. So about a tenth and a half to Zorro behind, and that's a good lap time from
Will he be able to get
Mike.
another as well, maybe?
I don't think the tyres will hold.
Probably not. So
Is
Zorro
he-
coming out now,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Liam on his lap now.
Yeah, so Liam is not going to counter any traffic on his lap. He has jumped the two Ferraris. He can focus on clear track ahead of him as he goes 300ths quicker than his previous best lap time. But more importantly, here come the Mercs to cross the line. Very close. It looks like Ben Finch is going to be giving the toe to Beth. Ben Finch still needs to get a time on that board, but he's going to play the team game. Yeah, dirtier, maybe.
Also, I hate just
Dunno.
having cars ahead of me. It's a big distraction. Unless it's like Monza, I'll obviously take a time.
Yeah, it's very close
I think
between
we'll
those
have
two
to do
as
that,
well.
me and Beth.
But we'll focus on Liam. He's going a tenth and a half quicker than his previous best. Might Liam be able to try challenge for that pole position here in Austria, the home of Red Bull, as he enters the final corner now and crosses the line? Is it going to be pole?
Ooh.
Not quite for Liam. 300ths of a second to his teammate as Zorro crosses the line. And why is it baiting me like that? Beth Swansea is going 3/10 quicker. He's still going to be 4/10 of pole position if he carries on with this pace, as he's going to pick up a bit of dirty air. Beth goes P5 and Ben Finch in P6. Logic finishes P9.
Max invalidated.
Yeah, but we're still going to have to see Zorro, who's giving the toe to his teammate.
Me for 7th.
Yeah, I don't know whether this is going to hamper or help Jameer, as he's going to pick up a lot of dirty air from Zorro ahead of him as they enter the middle sector. It's a 45.3 for Zorro. Didn't tell me Jameer's middle sector. As Zorro, is that Zorro? No, it's Jameer. Jameer goes spinning off into the gravel, so he is going to stay P4,
and
Zorro boxes. So that means Red Bull are going to be 1-2 here to start. What is that? Did Zorro not improve?
I'm not sure. He didn't validate, so he just aborted it.
And
Jameer with a
Jameer gets a
grid
5-place grid penalty.
for blocking
So that is going
the
to promote
McLaren.
Beth to P4, Ben Finch to P5, Mink to P6, Max to P7, and Mike to P8. Alpine is still massive. Yeah, massively behind Merc. But to be fair, the gap ain't that big. But still, Merc are clear. There we go then. Mike is on pole position. I don't know how many poles he's had. Alright. Work out how many poles he's had. So there we go then. Mike on pole position for the second time this season. Liam only 300ths behind his teammate. Zorro sits in P3, didn't get a final lap in. He's going to be a tenth and a half behind. Jameer is going to be in P4, 2/10 behind the Red Bulls. Then come the Mercedes of P5 and 6 for Beth Swansea and Ben Finch. Mink then in P7. Max Verstappen in P8 for Alfa Romeo. Mike in P9, and then Logic rounding out the top 10 with a 106.2, 6/10 off the next car, but good for him to get into Q3. The McLaren's not looking too strong with their race pace, sorry, quali pace. So they're going to have to improve that into the race. Oh my god.
Are we back?
Alright, we going 5 of the red lights.
Have you ever noticed that there are just people like sitting outside the garages?
Yeah,
Like just
T-posing.
drivers. Yeah.
I always see it, because I always have to wait for like 30 seconds for the
Yeah.
drivers to like select strategy. So me and Minnie are always just there like commenting on them. We do a formation lap, so... I remember in
So
like
here's, I
season
can ask
2
you
when we
some
didn't have
questions.
formation laps, we just like... It'd be like 5 red lights and then the lights would be going out and we didn't have any like of the telemetry or anything.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really see where anyone was.
And there's always that glitch as well, because I watch
Yeah.
back the streams. Always that long
It's so
glitch. So,
irritating.
mic on mediums. I think everyone's on mediums, are they? Not sure.
Oh yeah, we do tyres.
Yeah, everyone's on mediums except for
Everyone
Jermaine.
mediums apart from Jameer. Jameer going to try run long into this race, but I think we're going to have to expect an early safety car.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, my prediction for the start of the race, I think someone's going to get, one of the big 6 cars is going to get taken out. And I think Jameer...
Yeah, I think they'll be too hungry
gonna
into
be-
turn 1, especially with
Yeah, as the
especially
Hasses
with
take
both Red
themselves
Bulls and
out,
both Ferraris.
and they're going to be starting on the grid. Sorry, not starting on the grid, they're going to be demoted
You
back to the
reckon?
grid.
So,
Dave, honestly, how
providing
long is that taking you to type that? Check stream comments. I want to see how long you wrote this. Oh my gosh.
Jeez, the guy's got way too much time on his hands.
I know.
KP
Zoro said he
won
had an
it.
improvement, so that's why he boxed on his lap.
Without Jameer's grid penalty, it would have been Red Bull, Ferrari, Merc, which looks like what was
Yeah, why
expected
Jameer
going
had
into
to
this.
ruin that?
Do you reckon this is AI? I reckon after he spun, he just hit AI.
Maybe. Yeah, because you
Ooh,
can't
it looks
block
so weird seeing all the
for that
drivers
long.
swerving around. We
You've
should do
seen it
something
from
about
my view.
spinning purposely on formation laps.
Yeah.
Zoro always does that.
But anyway,
Yes, I'll let you do your thing.
what race is this? This is race 5, right?
Yeah. A lot of
Okay.
people can be with freezing tyres.
No, it's just like, anyway, we'll talk about that in a second as we go to 5 red lights for the 5th time in this Season 4 season. As the lights go out and Mike gets off the line well, so does Liam, and he's going to be challenging his teammate into the first corner. Liam takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Zoro going down the inside of Mike into the first corner. There's Jameer going right at the first corner.
no.
Ben Finch into P3. As Zoro is demoted to P4 and Beth Swansea has spun at the start. Zoro putting the pressure on the Merc, who makes his way up into P3, but it's Liam who gets the better getaway and he is up into P1 ahead of his teammate. Then comes Ben Finch making up 2 places on the race start. That's Faded Optic at the back also having a spin. Max Verstappen under pressure from Dylan going into turn 3 is a little bit of contact as Mike now goes down the inside of the Alpha Tauri. In the background you can see Gagley and Logic going side by side into turn 5. Gagley just getting the place ahead of his teammate. And that was a hectic start to this race. Jameer already making up the places that he lost from that 5-place grid penalty. He's back up into P5. Ben Finch is back up into P3. So a really good start from the Mercedes. But I didn't see what happened with Beth on that race
I
start.
just saw he spun down the order. I don't think there's any damage though. No, it stays out, no damage. That Mercedes is going to be an Achilles heel for the Ferraris. They need to clear him as soon as possible.
Yeah, but it's all
And the Red
very
Bulls
tight
need to pull away as soon as
at
possible.
the top. Liam leading his teammate, but for how much longer might that be? Is there going to be any team orders down at Red Bull? As Faded Optic goes for another spin, so his tyres
Jameer
are
back
not
up, he's
good.
done well.
Mink losing 8 places on that start. Dylan making up 8 places. So obviously just threading the needle through the traffic. But Liam,
Good overtake from Max. Was that defense?
I think he's
turn 4.
no, he's attacking. I think. So he gets the move done on the Alpine. As there's Zorro. Zorro spins round. And is he going to get overtaken by Beth? I think he is. So he's just going to keep the place, but Beth is going to put the pressure on. He's going to go round the outside. Can Beth get the move done?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
On Zorro. Zorro keeps the place. No, the camera went all funny.
Oh, they taps like a lot, but no spin.
Zorro is going to have hot tyres, but he's going to clear the Williams fairly quickly. As Mike's going to put the pressure on Liam, and Mike's going to take the lead into turn 3. Mike getting back up into first place. Liam gives him a tap, and Ben Finch is going to take the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Liam tapping his teammate round, and Mike
goes Ben Finch.
Mike goes into P2. Ben Finch into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. What is going on this race start? As Dylan is now under pressure from Mike. Mike being put under massive pressure. I don't know whether Dylan was overtaking.
I saw Liam get closer and closer. I was thinking,
yeah, so
surely they're going to touch. Yeah.
Crazy at the front of this race. And Ben Finch, on loan from Haas, is now leading the other 18 drivers. But for how much longer? As Zorro and Beth Swansea are now to make their way through the field, both losing 12 places on that race start. Mike is going to have the DRS on Beth, and this should be a fairly easy overtake as Jameer picks up 3 seconds. Yeah, I think Ben is... As Mink and Thomas out of the race!
Oh my, the 2 best friends.
The 2 meat riders, where have they crashed?
That looks like a contact.
That's going to be... Oh, they are in a party chat together. That is...
Thomas will definitely
as a safety car. The safety car now comes out, and all racing is pulled to a halt.
Beth and anyone on hards, really.
But that also helps Ben Finch hold the lead for a bit longer.
Yeah.
It's things we love to see.
So... the 2 bum buddies crashed out.
We've got to edit that commentating of when Ben takes the lead. To like Crofty saying, through goes Ben Finch. Thomas saying...
I was thinking when I saw him go through, I was like, I have to say that.
I'll edit it tonight. Thomas can use it for a TikTok or something.
Thomas doesn't even sound annoyed. Thomas is usually fuming, but I bet he won't report. Even though they are rival teams, he won't report. Now here's what I'm saying. Lion or Mink? Now, this might be a bit of a bias, obviously, but...
yeah, I don't know.
Mink has had a lot of DNFs.
Thomas says he lost traction and Mink tapped his rear. That sounds like Thomas's problem.
Thomas's fault, yeah.
Dave saying, I don't care if it was 100% Thomas's fault. Fuck's sake, Thomas. You can't say mean things about Mink, he's too nice. I didn't say a mean thing about Mink.
Oh no, yeah. I think I might have been mean to call them fun buddies, but you know what?
No, I did call them meat riders. Yeah, but if they take it as a joke. No, I love Mink, he did me well in season 2. Thomas, on the other hand.
Yeah, Mink's a very nice guy. One of the nicest on the grid. I like the top of the grid. Mike, Liam, Jameer, and Zora. They're all very nice people.
But you associated him with Thomas. That's just beyond evil. Dave, do you want to come in the commentary box? To be fair, I can't be asked to join this. We could, but it's just a bit long.
I bet you the Discord is so buggy as well. Have you tried it?
I tried it once. It sounds like phone audio or something. I tried it, but I think it might have improved.
What's your opinion on Liam? Not just this race, just from this season.
I think he is, because we saw him with, where was he first? He was at Aston Martin.
Alpine, was it? Aston?
Yeah, I think he was Aston season 1 and then Alpha and then Alpine. I think he's a very good midfield driver. but I think he needs to adapt to being at the front because mistakes at the front are a lot more costly than mistakes in the midfield.
Very true.
So if you make a mistake in the midfield, you can always pick yourself up and still score points, but if you make a mistake like Zorro and Beth have done, it's very hard to get back up to the top.
I think Beth must have got touched because there's a turn 1.
Yeah, the grid is bunched again, and we can go back to green flag running. This is going to help out Zorro and Beth, but they are 11 cars behind the leader, which is a Mercedes.
Now the more safety cars will hurt Jameer more because he will try and get 3 seconds ahead of whoever else is behind them.
It's good to know that we have some decent straight line speed on the map for once, as Ben will... Well, that's what Ben said.
He's probably used to the hat, that's why. So the hat's got to be faster than the Mark, surely.
Yeah, I think it is, to be fair.
I think we're like third slowest.
Ben Finch,
probably Williams, McLaren, us.
Waiting to pull the trigger on the restart. He's going to wait for that safety car to pull into the pit lane and then get his foot down, and he has done very early. It might have caught Mike out, as he's going to have an 8/10 gap going into the first corner, as Liam has been massively caught out, and so is Jameer. Mink crashed out with Thomas.
Split.
Yeah, so Ben Finch has absolutely nailed this restart. Max is going to be put under pressure by Mike, and then the 2 AlphaTauris coming after that, and then Gagley, and then Logic, who has stayed in P10 on the restart. Tim up to P11, and he's going to have Zorro behind him. But I
Do you
hope
know the
there's
weather forecast?
sunshine and rain.
Max makes a move on Mike, and Mike fighting back.
They're going to go wheel to wheel into the next corner. Can Mike hold this from Max? He looks like to have better straight line speed as I'm watching their tyres. But Max has to stick behind for another sector. He's going to be put under pressure by Dylan. So Dylan just looking to pick up the scraps on the 2 ahead of him. Mike is staying close to Ben Finch, but as long as Ben Finch has got Mike in the straights, it's going to be very hard for the Red Bull to pass him, as the grid is
getting past
really
the Williams
split.
in the right-hander.
Yeah, the grid is so split up at the moment. Beth losing a bit of ground to the Haas ahead of him. As Mike is not using, he has 70% ERS. Ben with 81. So Ben has the upper hand with the ERS. He just needs to save that for when Mike attacks. Jameer falling off the leaders quite heavily, but we've got to remember Jameer is on the hard tyres, so the longer safety cars we have, the better it's going to help Jameer to extend the stint. And obviously we have the box for hards from the medium runners around lap 16, and then I don't know what time the hard tyre runners box. I think it's like 20-ish.
Probably like 2 laps or 3 laps past midpoint.
Yeah. So yeah, like 20-ish. Maybe a bit longer if they kept the tyres in good shape.
Jameer really falling off the top 3.
Yeah.
Ben Finch putting the shit.
Yeah, Beth is gonna look to get the move past Zorro. Zorro spins again.
Oh wow! By himself
Zorro,
or contact?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it was by himself. Maybe.
We need replays.
Yeah.
We need to make that now. Yeah. And Jameer.
As Liam now spins as well at the first corner.
Well.
Liam's going to be demoted back to P10, and he's going to be overtaken by the Haas of Tim, as they're going to go 3 wide into turn 3. Beth on the inside of the Haas, and he's going to get the move done on both of them.
From Beth. Wow.
But he's going to have the 2 behind him with DRS pressing him into turn 4, as Liam is going to get the Haas, and Beth is going to have to defend, as Beth has the DRS. I don't know how he's done that, because I swear he's behind going... No, I swear he's in front.
Flips the race around, and looks like what should be an easy win for Mike.
Mike?
So if
Mike
plays his... Mike, yeah, definitely. Jameer's on the hard with 3 seconds. Ben, I don't think that Mark can do it. Because Mike hasn't looked to apply any ERS, any pressure at all. He's just saving.
Well, we don't know what Ben's pace is like. He might be saving as well.
Ben isn't using too much ERS either.
I love checking whether they use ERS or not, because you can always see if they're going to launch an attack or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he gets very close
all
coming out
over
of
the
turn
gearbox.
3.
Yellows
faded
and it's
optic.
that faded optic guy. Okay.
It's caused a safety car.
I.
We need to go reduced.
Yeah.
That is such a joke. As we have the second safety car.
I do think it like helps with like the excitement there.
Yeah, but once we've had 2 in like 4 laps, it's a bit of a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like every time DRS gets open, 2 laps later you have a safety car. But again, Haas find themselves in P5 in this race, and as long as Gagley can get past Mike, he could be looking for another P4, which is going to be insane. As Ben boxes, so does Mike. Jameer is going to take the lead of the race because he is on the hard tyres. What's Mike doing? Did you see Mike's entry? Was it just me that saw that? Did you see Mike's entry into the pit lane? He oh, he has line off, but he completely missed the box. That was so odd. I think Said and Faded made contact. Oh, Thomas sent his clip.
Yeah, I think that's on Thomas.
That was a shocking line into the first corner. Mink takes a great line. Yeah, I don't know. I say that's probably Mink's fault. He didn't do a lot to move out of the way of Thomas.
So I think this will now just be a question of who can clear the top 3 the fastest out of Ben and Mike.
Look at Mac, check Ben.
Really? I can't imagine that, because every other track I've been at, I lose 2/10, like maybe a tenth on every straight. Like Australia, I think overall we lost 4/10 on the straight in 1 lap.
Well, you remember what Beth's, I'll tag Beth's, I think that's what Ben is running as well.
They're running low.
Wise. Yeah.
I've barely raced Australia.
I literally cannot pull myself to do practice on this game anymore. It's so good.
Yeah, I think yeah, to be honest, but it has to be done.
I've been sweating out F1 2020. It's so much more fun.
For real.
Yeah.
I think if we do a div then. Oh my! Jameer! Wait,
no, it was a bug.
Wait.
It was
I saw carbon fiber flying around and everything.
Yeah, so did I. For me, he just like went into the barrier. Yeah, this game is so bugged.
That was weird. It wasn't even just like contact. There was carbon fiber everywhere as well.
So you got Mike and
Jameer
and Saeed with 3-second time penalties. So that is going to play a part in this race. Gagley P2, Drenov P3. Hopefully Ben can make his way through the traffic well. Please have some respect for the lad.
Oh, Thomas disconnected apparently.
Thomas crashed.
No, apparently disconnected from the lobby, so the lobby will get rid. This is going to be fun to commentate. Liam already making up a place before the flag? Yeah. I mean, Liam's a nice guy, but I don't give him back.
Jameer looked to get a pretty good restart, and he's going to try and extend that gap as much as he can off the lights. As we can see Ben Finch closing in on Dreenov. And oh my god, he almost made contact with the back of that Alpha Tauri.
It's another Red
Extremely
Bull engine.
This is
Not the
going to
best exit though.
This is going to be Mike's chance to try to get that move done on the Mercedes, because once Ben pulls through the traffic, it's going to be hard to catch him if he's saying he's not going to lose a lot on the straights. But Dylan and Saeed scrapping out as Max and Saeed are going to go side by side into turn 5, and there's slight contact. As Saeed holds that inside line, he's going to lose the place to Max, and he's going to be under pressure from F1 Logic, as Beth is also now going to try to get the move done on the Williams. Saeed covering that inside, leaves him just enough space as they're going to go side by side. Beth getting pushed off the track,
and there's a spin
Dylan getting
with
spun
Dylan.
round.
Jesus Christ, the angle I've just seen. I've just seen the angle with like 10 cars.
Beth now goes into the first corner and takes the lead, P8 off Max going into turn 1. Max,
that is great from
backing off as Ben Finch is going to go down the inside, and Mike has got a head of Ben Finch, but Ben Finch retakes that P3, and Dreenov is now going to go side by side with the sister Red Bull car. He slots back into P5. Mike can't quite get the move done on Ben Finch, and I didn't quite see what happened there, but Mike rejoined the track after going wide. So
maybe a late lunge as Liam goes outside.
Beth making up good progress. He's got the McLaren now in his sights. So
and
equally
spin
straight line
from
speed as Mike has another spin, but he was having a good race up till then, and you can see one spin drops you way back into P12, and now he's going to try to get overtaken by Epic Dust, who's now going to get undercut by Faded. He goes into the final corner ahead of Mike.
Zora and Liam is one to watch, by the way.
Yeah, Zora and Liam making their way through the field. Zora is going to have to try and get that move done as there's a spin.
Liam
for
spins
Max. And Liam also, as there's absolute carnage as Mike and Beth are going to go side by side. Mike has the outside line. Can Beth retake the lead? Beth has the DRS, going down into turn 4. Can Mike hold this lead? Beth not using his ERS. Mike's going to try hold it all the way around, going for the switchback, but he can't quite get it done. And Ben,
Mike flashing.
Yeah, so Mike has 8% battery. Ben has 50% as Gagley. Was it Gagley having a little mistake, it looked like? No, that might have been Jameer. Jameer having a little bit of a mistake, and Gagley is going to be right behind him now. There's 5/10 is the gap. I'd love to see a half seed in this race. Just add another bit into the mix. Did someone spin now?
I don't want to go. This is a great race.
I'm sure someone spun. I'm not sure. As Beth has made his way past F1 Logic and sets a fast lap of the race. I'd like to watch this battle between Ben and Mike again. It always seems to pop off when we're not watching.
Yeah, when we do watch, about half a second behind. But the Haas and the Ferrari up ahead though, and that will bring the Mercedes and Red Bull right up to the back.
It's going to take the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Gagley's
I could see
Mini.
I can just imagine Mini watching from the school, just shouting freedom in the middle of his class as Gagley takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix ahead of the Ferrari of Jameer, as that's allowed Ben Finch to get back into the mixer.
3 seconds.
As there's some sort of crash at the back.
Crash.
As Max and Saeed are going side by side, as Saeed gets bumped off into the barriers. And we have, I think it's a virtual safety car.
And Max Verstappen that's full.
Yep, we have a safety car. So this is going to be the cue for those to box. Alright.
This is going to be a good race. Who's just boxed? So Jameer boxing now.
Yeah.
That has played well.
And Gagley. The field's so close. I don't think it has a lot. I'm going to go for a P on the safety car, but I'll see you in a bit.
See you, bro. Well, boys, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna put my prediction in right now. I'm saying I would love a Ben Finch win, but I'm going Mike win. Beth P3 by the way. Whoa. And Logic P4. Logic's so underrated, boys. Zoro back into P5. So he doesn't spin it again, but he's shown that he has a lot of pace. Before his way back through the field. So I'm saying P1 Mike, P2. I'm gonna say P2 Zoro, P3 Beth, P4 Ben. Because if Zoro keeps on going how he's going, then he will, I can imagine, be P2. And I just can't see Merc holding up a Red Bull, but he's done a great job so far, to be fair. He's done a great job, and Beth will be on the back of Ben, but yeah, I've got to go, so see you in a bit, boys.
We're back. We're back to just me. KP's gone out. But it is currently 1-3 for Mercedes, and everyone has boxed. It's written in the stars, boys. Come on. Merc 1-2. We'll wait for the field to bunch again, as we have 3 DNS, Faded, Thomas and Link, and we are only halfway through. Incredible. It's got to be one of the most crazy races so far. Can Beth overtake Mike? That is a question. As we hear the safety car in this lap, and Ben Finch, really late call. Ben Finch is not going to have the warmest tyres, and he's going to have to try to go as late as he can, and he's gone now. And it looks to be a decent restart. 5/10 the gap to Mike behind Beth, also keeping pretty close. And it's not like the earlier safety car where the grid was split and Ben Finch gets away well. Mike is going to be piling on the pressure there, and so is Beth, as the Mercs roll out into the first lap under green flag running. F1 Logic finds himself up in P4 as Gagley overtakes Epic Dust going into P3 and almost runs into the back of Liam, who's trying to pick off Mike. Show tyres, no need, as Mike is going to go side by side with Ben Finch into turn 4. Can Ben Finch hold it all the way around the outside? He goes for the switchback, but it doesn't look like it's worked for him. He's going to hold it side by side. Mike has the inside line, and he's going to have to give up the place as he tries to hold it around the outside. And Mike retakes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on the restart. He's got it sorted. And he's back up into P1, a 2-3 for Merc though, and they are going to have to work together to pile on the pressure to the Red Bull and not let him get too far ahead as we enter now lap 20 of this race. 16 more to go, and this has been a great Grand Prix so far, and we've only got 16 laps to go, so we can see what kind of action we can squeeze in as the midfield is heating up, and everyone trying to get back into the points. Dylan and Max Verstappen, I think, made more contact on the instant before the safety car. So, again, they can't keep away from each other. And again, there's more contact between them as Gagley is going to make the move on Liam for P7. And Jameer is also going to get the move done on the Red Bull. Down into turn 4. Can Jameer get this on the inside? I think he can, as Liam's going to hold the inside line for turn 5 now. Jameer is going to have to go all the way around the outside. Mike picks up a 3-second time penalty, and Liam holds that place. Jameer gets a switchback though. He's going to have the inside line, and he does get that move done for P8. So the Ferrari back up into P8. Ben Finch dropped just outside 1 second. And Zorro now finds himself up in P4. Where the hell did he come from? But Mike now sets the fastest lap of the race. Tyres, there are tyres. All of the top 6 boxed on the same lap for the hard compound. And it's going to be Zorro first, Beth for the final podium place. And I hope Beth does not give this one up lightly. Even though Beth is quite far off, the championship is still wide open. I think we have 7 rounds to go. After this there'll be 6, so there's still loads of rounds left. Anything can happen in then. But for now, Mike looks like he'll be taking home 26 points, including the fastest lap. But there's still an awful long way to go, and I'm sure we'll still have one more safety car in this race as Tim now gets past Max Verstappen for P13, looking to extend his run into the points. But he's still got to pass Dreenhoff, Epic Dusk and Dylan, who's on the medium tyres, along with Jameer and Saeed. So even though they might have taken the pain of the first stint of being on the hard tyres, they're now feeling the gain as they put on the mediums for the last stint of this race. Ben Finch is back inside the DRS of Mike. Mike is overtaking Logic for P6, so after a spin from Mike, he has made his way back up into P5, so an excellent effort for the Alpine main driver. And Jameer will also be looking for that place on F1 Logic. And is Gagley going to make another overtake on a top car? He seems to love overtaking the top 3 cars. Can he now overtake Gagley? Can Gagley overtake Jameer for P7 and get a few more points on the board? I think Beth, it's so confused now with Ben and Beth. I think Beth got a warning coming up the turn. I'm not sure though. And Ben Finch just manages to creep inside that DRS. So Mike does not have an awful lot of battery to use. Ben Finch has 27, Beth 24, Zorro with 65, and then come F1 Logic and Jameer going side by side. Jameer now gets back up to P7. Is Logic going to have a lunge down the inside? Not quite. He's going to stay in P7 for now. Is Mike running very wide there, maybe having a snap on the exit? As Ben Finch has gained a lot on this DRS straight. He's back within half a second of that Red Bull. I'm sure he'll be looking to pile on the pressure in the next couple of laps and maybe overtake, as we have a spin in the middle sector, and it's Mike again. Mike 44 in the Alpine after having such a good run. He was up into P5, now spins around and he's back to P10 on the road, so he'll be looking to make up again more places. This time Ben Finch is going to be more inside that DRS zone, 8/10 the gap to Mike as we start yet another lap 24 here. We have 12 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. Ben Finch not getting the best exit of turn 1, he's lost a bit. Where Aston Martin not on the grid. They are rental karting, I believe. But Ben Finch not making up a lot of ground on that DRS straight. But he's going to make up a few more tenths here as Beth and Zorro are getting closer and closer together. Jameer is going to look to catch that DRS train ahead of him. Jameer may be a potential winner in this race, even though he does have that 3-second time penalty, which might hurt him. F1 Logic in P7 at the moment, so he'll be looking to get past Gagley for P6 as we have a spin from Max Verstappen at the back of the grid. That's got to be his 4th or 5th of the day so far, and he still has 11 laps to complete. But same again, Ben Finch gaining in that first DRS straight. And this time he gets a better exit and he's going to be 6.5 tenths back as we enter one of 2 DRS zones one of two massive DRS zones on this track. We also have the main one down the start-finish straight. And Ben Finch is going to be 6/10 behind as we enter yet another DRS zone. Beth Swansea also closing in, so I wonder if we're going to see a swap between the Mercedes pairing. I don't think so, because Ben Finch looks to have decent pace as Epic Dusk and Saeed swapping places. Saeed is now going to be under pressure from Tim, who goes down the inside into turn 4, and that's going to be a fairly easy overtake for him. F1 Logic and Liam going side by side. Liam forces his way through on the McLaren and up into P7 for him. Yet again, Ben Finch losing a few tenths on the corners of the track, but on the straights he's gaining all that time back, and it's going to be the same again. He's going to be 7 tenths behind entering the DRS first DRS zone as Max Verstappen spins again, and he's got 10 more laps to complete of not spinning if he can manage. Mike seems to be getting a brilliant exit off that turn 3 corner, but Ben Finch looks closer this time, and I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move, but he is a lot closer to that to that Red Bull ahead of him, as Max Verstappen, I believe, is going to retire from the session, and that is a bad day in the office for Alfa Romeo, taking home no points at the Austrian Grand Prix. It's always been a track that can be make or break for some drivers. Lots of overtaking, but also lots of places to get warnings and spin. So a difficult track. It's not as easy as people say. As Ben Finch picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that might seriously hurt his chances of getting victory here in Austria. You never know whether he can get that penalty removed though, so we'll have to wait and see, as Ben Finch is now going to have to get a move on, as Mike has saved up his battery. So has Ben Finch, so has Beth, and so has Zorro. Zorro has 10.9 laps. So everyone still has a lot of fuel left, as Ben Finch is conserving going in to turn 4, as Ben Finch has lost a lot of time. What's happened to Ben Finch? What is going on? Have I missed something? As Zorro's going to go down the inside of Beth into the first corner. Beth is going to try to hold that move and does defend the place. But what has happened to Ben Finch? He's just losing time. Has Ben Finch disconnected? I think Ben Finch disconnected. Fuck! What the? What is going on? I'm not stupid or something, right? I'm not missing anything, right? Gaps. Am I? Why was it? What am I seeing? I think my lobby's bugged. Fuck. Why is there a safety car? Oh, I'm gonna... Well, I need someone to invite me. That's the only problem. I need someone to invite me. Hold up. We got technical problems. Fuck, I don't have an invite. Oh my god. Mate, I can't fucking join from the group. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ben Finch is such a lifesaver. Fucking legend. Please let me join. Oh my god. No, why am I loading into my team? fuck's sake. Please. If I restart my game, stream will end. Oh, fuck's sake. I'll restart my game if this one doesn't work. Alright. Stream will have to end. Restart my game. I think. Might do.